We're at the Australian Athletics Championships, and I've got Michelle Jenneke, who has just qualified. Well, we hope for the World Championships in Beijing. Before we even get there, let's go all the way back to last year,
Yeah.
4/10 of a second ago. um, how were you feeling at the start of the season? What if I asked you in December last year what was going to be a good result in March? What would you have said?
I was actually pretty confident coming into the season. Came off a bit of a high after come games, did a lot better there than I thought that I would. And I came into the season really thinking that I would be able to crack below that 13-second barrier. I wasn't hoping to do that during the domestic season. I thought I'd leave that for the middle of the year. So my goal was to just run the World Uni qualifier, which was 13:39. So I've well and truly done that. And I managed to crack under 13 faster than I thought I would. And I started the season pretty well. My first real run ran at 13:04, and I was pretty excited with that. I didn't think I was going to run that fast, and from then I sort of thought that it was going to be an awesome season. It's been my best domestic season to date, so really excited.
You've been flying around the country every second week the last couple of months. Tell us how that's been, and has there been a standout of the domestic season, a favourite race, favourite classic?
So I mean, I've been racing pretty much everywhere. I thought I was going to need a lot of races to make sure I was in good form. Turns out I didn't really, but I was already all booked up. So I mean, it was pretty good. We raced pretty much every weekend for about 2 months, and just like flying for different states. And I don't like packing, so that was a bit tough. But I love racing, so that was really good to get so many kit outs. I think my favourite race, apart from today, obviously, but it was Canberra when I ran 13:04 for the first time, because I just wasn't expecting to be anywhere near that, and I completely surprised myself. So that's been my highlight of the season, I think, apart from today, because today was pretty awesome.
Let's talk about today. The heats, obviously Sally in the heat before you ran the time, but an illegal tailwind. It was clearly fantastic conditions though, hot, hard track, tailwinds. What were you thinking going into the heat? Was the championship qualifier in your mind?
Going into the heats, I wasn't really sure if I was going to just like cruise through to try and save myself for the final, or if I was just going to go out and try and get the qualifier. And I sort of said, it's good conditions out there. I'll see how I'm feeling after the first 4 hurdles. If I'm not feeling like I'm going to get it there, then I'll just ease my way through and save myself. But if I feel good, then I'll just push it all the way through and see how I can do. And I felt awesome after the first 4, so I just ripped it out and was lucky enough to come away with a sub-13 run. So I was pretty happy with that.
Going into the final, you've got that first qualifier done and dusted. Sally, obviously, with the illegal tailwind, so you've beaten Sally to a qualifying time. You're going into the final, probably expected to run second reasonably comfortably. Essentially, all about time.
I really, before the final, I was just so relaxed because I'd done what I wanted to do in the heat, and I'm like, I've done really what I wanted to do for this domestic season, so I'm pretty much happy, and anything above that was really a bonus. So I was really relaxed going into the final. I didn't warm up too much, spent about 20 minutes just running over some hurdles, trying to get a little bit twitchy, and then I was just so relaxed going into it, and I think that really helped me. And my mindset was just to stick on Sally for as long as I possibly could and hope that she pulled me through to something fast, and then of course try and stay ahead of the rest of the field. And I think I did that pretty well, so the race plan really worked out quite well.
I think when you saw that 12.94, 12.92 official come up, you jumped higher than Brandon Stark yesterday. But how was that? Yourself and Sally, essentially now there's 2 big names in Australian hurdles. How does that feel?
It's pretty incredible, really, for me to be up there and to be one of the big names in hurdles in Australia. I'm pretty psyched about that. The second fastest Australian ever, which I didn't think that was going to happen for a while. So I'm just so happy. I don't know, it hasn't really sunk in yet.
Talk a bit for me about Sydney Uni, because what a couple of nights it's been. Annalise Ruby last night in the 400 metres, Josh Clark 10.19 in the 100, just missing out that qualifier. And obviously Abby Tadeo today, third in your race. How's that? Oh, sorry, sorry, I buggered that up. But how Sydney Uni just in tremendous form at the moment?
Yeah, Sydney Uni, they're really just killing it at the moment. Like everything, they've just got someone who's just doing so well, and it's great to be a part of that, and part of that team spirit. We're a really tight club, and everyone's just wanting everyone else to do so well. So it's really great to be a part of that.
Well, congratulations. We'll
Thanks so
wait for
much.
the official selection for Beijing, but it's looking like a big year ahead for Michelle Jenneke. Second today in a World Champs qualifier at the Australian Athletics Championships.